Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Nolan Rufadila. You can call me Nolan. My name is 24111794015. Here, I want to present with the title of Intercultural Communication. Okay, before that, here I will play a video of communication between two different cultures, which I will analyze later.
Why do you collect this?
Okay, next, the cultural difference in the video are in the form of language, namely English and Indonesian, as a means of communication. Then, the communication in the video falls into one of Hofstede's value dimension, namely individualism versus collectivism. In individualism culture, questions were directly by asked to use the translators to manage communication. It is a main goal being to obtain information as quickly as possible. It is common for strangers to directly ask about other people activities. Okay, as in Indonesian, to be highly collectivism, we prefer to make small talk before starting conversation. This places greater importance one relationship to social harmony and three context before conferring information next. Okay, next we will discuss about verbal and non-verbal communication. The first, verbal communication style. Explain that the foreign speaking style is direct, clearly, and details, different from of the Indonesian language style, which is polite and use small talk and careful word choice so that it seems like they are going round in a circle. Okay, second, nonverbal communication style. The difference of nonverbal communication style of Caucasians emphasize personal assertiveness, while Indonesian people use more language and body language, such as smiling, and avoid open expression emotional. What is the problem occurred? The result of the collision of different communication style in interaction to people in the community, which causes a feeling of awkwardness in the video, and the use of language from another culture make it is difficult to understand if you don't learn and don't understand about the culture it. Next, what the stereotypes? Stereotypes as overgeneralization about the character of trait belief shared by all members of particular group. The video is included in the list because of its negative impact on our perception and understanding of different culture. It conveys a simply and inaccurate view of the person being spoken to and often learned to understanding. The cultural identity, if the different language used by foreign and Indonesian people, made it difficult for Indonesian people to understand what was being said, leaving him confused. The foreign then tried to help by using Google Translate, but due to Indonesian people not familiarity with the application, he continued to struggle to understand. Okay, next, cultural identity is a primary foundation of communication. This is an input message of conversation, the value, belief, and behavior norm of both speaker and listener. Cultural identity also influence word choice to ensure successful intercultural communication. Okay, the video is demonstrates of the power imbalance in the intercultural communication and interaction. The Caucasian appears to be in the power to be dominant in this communication. He also processed extensive foreign language skill and using a social media as a Google Translate, unlike Indonesian people who are less familiar with the aspect. The social dynamic significant shape and determine communication and significant influence to outcome of interaction. For example, the person with the most power will like upper tell and will initiate change and the quiet of conversion. Meanwhile, the person without the power will tend to be quiet and wait their turn to speak and hesitate to interrupt. Next, explain what a cultural context. It can be defined the unspoken background that determines how people feel, think, and communicate. More simple, it can be defined as the social environment that shape how people interact and communication using language within a particular society. Okay, the cultural context greatly influence communication because it determines the message of the information the speaker can be understood the listener. What happened in this video, because the forex is low context, because he acts directly and their culture requires information without beating. Different with Indonesian people, he is high contact because in the video he's feel awareness. Next, we will discuss an issue with based on the point. The first, individualism versus collectivism. The issue cannot be addressed. Result in total communication is failure. Two, power dynamic can only respond with a awareness smile. This issue resulting interaction with one of Indonesian feeling is pressure. Three, stereotypes. This ultimately result in poor communication, discomfort, and not meeting the respective of expectation. I will explain the consequence of success and failure. The first, success is understanding Indonesian language, which involves a friendly smile, maintains a warm communication. And then the second is failures, awareness and confused reaction toward Indonesian people, potential learning to understanding between the two individuals. Okay, the last and the advice I can offer based on the material of studies is a cultural awareness. Before that, a culture plumb. The clash of the two cultures is occurs when people with the different background is meet and interaction can lead to misunderstanding and unforgettable situation. Therefore, it is important to implement cultural awareness, which foster awareness on both sides of other culture and strive to understand concept and adapt to them. Okay, therefore, this matter is will be important to awareness to be willing to accept and understanding other culture and willing to try to adapt communication with other culture. Thank you.